Don't really know what is left. I mean, Gyro, but that hero has not seen success.
No, quite the opposite actually. Pretty weak at the moment. I mean, some people do run it, but I don't feel like it's one of the winners. The more recent patch, I don't. Hard to say what this last pick is. They banned out a lot of the things that play well against the Underlord here. They get rid of the Bat Rider last.
10 seconds.
I mean, Ricky isn't great, but he's pretty strong in the patch. He was nerfed pretty significantly with his Aghanim Scepter. Now it reduced the duration, or it used to increase the duration of Tricks the Trade by a second. Now it doesn't do that anymore, which is a pretty big deal, all things considered.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
You from what 2 seconds to, or sorry, 3 seconds back down to 2 seconds. Still have the 2 targets in the extra cast range, but it's hard to say if he's super playable anymore. I know he plays a lot worse against the Underlord, who's got roots to work with. You're invulnerable for one less second. Think about this last pick here.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Medusa's still in the pick, right?
Yeah, I mean, they can always go for like a Medusa going into it later. They go ahead and grab the Death Prophet. I mean, Eboys right now have a really strong 5-man lineup. Like this, they have great high ground defense, just in general from Underlord. They go and pick the Tusk, a second Frosty Boy, or a Frosty Boy to go with the Frosty Girl. So I like it. You know, a little bit of thematic play here coming out from Arkosh. Wouldn't really expect it out of them, you know.
No, not really people who keep to a theme. Unless that theme is, you know, losing these NA DPC games. Now, see what they grab here on Electronic Boys. They picked up their mid right now. I think they'll save their carry for the ultimate last pick. Last game, they got the Wraith King, which was all right, but they do run risk of just having absolutely everything banned out if they don't pick up their carry now.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like they have to pick the carry here in this next phase. There's going to be the Ember Spirit. Now,
interesting. So they have the Rubik, which is normally played in position 4.
Okay, they go to Slark. Yeah, Slark is one of the other heroes that's like still left into the Underlord. So this makes sense. And Underlord is one of those heroes that I feel like you can't actually run as a support. And like, you know, you can probably get away with like a Death Prophet or Ember Spirit support. I know Matthew from South America used to run Ember Spirit support all the time for the 4 position, but it typically has to combine really well with some other heroes, and I don't see that happening just based on this lineup. And you already have Rubik, neither of which you want to run in the 5 position. So the draft here from
5 seconds remaining.
Eboys has me scratching my head. I'm hoping it wasn't like a misclick, you know, because I mean, clearly it's not. They have something planned here. No, we don't make mistakes in North America.
No, I've never seen any single one of these NA players make a mistake in their entire lives. So we'll see where they plan on playing each one of these. It's up in the air. That could be something they used to throw Arkosh off a little bit. The Slark pickup is nice. I'm not a very big fan of the hero, but you know, the leash does wonders against a number of these heroes. It's also something that plays very well against these strength melee offlaners. Underlord being one of them. You know, you're talking about all these possible counters. He doesn't really want to sit inside the lane and face tank Slark's auto attacks. It just ends up giving more and more essence chip stacks up to him.
Works well with CM too. Actually, incredibly well. You have a root and a very long duration slow on a low cooldown. The only thing Slark really has to worry about in this game right now is Death Prophet's silence, and I'd imagine Slark ends up just picking up a BKB relatively at a decent time, just because that. I mean, I don't know how you kill Slark once he has BKB. I mean, Shadow Dance will avoid the Death Prophet's ghost, if I'm not mistaken.
And the Vengeful Spirit banned out last. That's an odd one. Not what I would have thought. By the Electronic Boys. So that leads me to believe they plan on picking up something with like a big ultimate, like Enigma last on Electronic Boys, but that also doesn't fit into their draft super well. I can't think of many reasons for them to ban out the Vengeful Spirit here other than the fact that it's like a counter to a Faceless Void or an Enigma.
Arkosh need wave clear really bad. Oh, they go Razor.
So I guess they're trying to deal with like a possible Troll Warlord pickup here.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of carries left, huh? So we could have been looking at like a Troll safe lane, which would have made this game very difficult for Arkosh. So I like the Razor kind of deny pick in that regard. Also generally not bad against Death Prophet if you just get BKB and run at her.
Yeah. But again, it counters out some of these super hard carries, at least the ones that are left, like the Troll Warlord. Your options are so limited here for Electronic Boys. This is why I was concerned about them not picking up their carry last. So they grabbed the Weaver.
That's a great pick.
It's a bit of a North American special. They don't have tons of lockdown here. I mean, if they can get on top of the Weaver to begin with like a setup on a Yules and an Aether Remnant, they can follow up with a Walrus Punch. They can follow up with
yeah, it's
I guess
AB1
the
on the Death
Snowball,
Prophet.
but
Yeah, so it is going to be the support Death Prophet and Red 2 on the Ember mid. I mean, I know Red 2 is an Ember player. I just wasn't sure exactly which one they felt like they wanted to run mid. But you're running the Ember into Void Spirit, which traditionally doesn't go well into the mid game, Neph. A lot of times when we see these matchups, Ember does pretty well in lane and then gets caught out constantly by a Yule's Void Spirit in the mid game. So we'll see what he can do. I do think Eboys have an amazing team fight. So, and this last pick Weaver is fantastic as well. I don't know. What do you think?
I think the Weaver was the best way of rounding out this draft. I'm not crazy about their lineup here. I'm more so just looking at this this Death Prophet again, position 5 by AB1. Maybe they know something I don't, and this actually owns against the lineup on Arkosh. I know that you are going to have that silence against the Void Spirit and the Crystal Maiden, but a lot of the time they're going to work on items to negate that. Tusk loves picking up Lotus Orb and whatnot, and so does Void. So does the Void Spirit. So does Razor once in a while they build utility items. We'll have to see.
All right, game 2 here between Eboys and Arkosh just about to begin. Game 1 was a load of fun. Arkosh ending up the victors there.
Prepare for battle.
Let's go. Bottom lane, they're moving as a unit. The boys, the ganking squad is here. This time, Keenan's Vulpes is just making a beeline, not going to turn himself into a courier or trees or bananas to slow himself down as he tries to place this ward here in the mid lane.
All right, they are smoked here on Arkosh, heading to the top lane. They draw a route there on Pale Horse. They want to wrap around in towards the mid, but Weaver is the worst hero that they can run into right now. So we'll see what they do. Finding the Ember Spirit would be massive. Red 2's denying his ward. What?
Oh, that's what he was doing. He's bringing it down to
1 auto attack.
1 plus 1 auto attack. So he can, I guess, like fake it out or go on it now. This is the super big brain deny range ward play. So if he's close by, he's able to get the deny off.
Yeah, interesting. Goat. Gonna walk into red. He knows he's there.
But he's trying not to reveal that he knows that the Crystal Maiden's there. So walked in a bit of a weird angle.
Yeah. The mind games, man. So they are putting Slark in the off lane, and they're going to maybe just tri-lane this into the Weaver. Razor into Underlord here is still a very favored lane for Arkosh, so I like this decision. Weaver's not going to be able to see us as well into the Slark.
Yeah, if you're playing against the tri-lane, Weaver's got a very low HP pool. He's got 6 tangos that he's sitting on, but a salve would do him a lot of good if he suddenly gets like run at by this Tusk and held in place with a frostbite. This is why she hasn't put any points into Crystal Nova yet. Unslowable during Sakuchi, but
nice sentry place there in the trees. It's typically what we see a lot of the time. Oh, he's gonna know that's there immediately as he attacks him once the Sakuchi was already used.
Yeah.
So they know that the tri-lane is to the top. They have frostbite. AB1, like you said, on the Death Prophet. It's not like a, well, just some harassment, I suppose, from Goat there, but we'll be able to just CS here for free on the Slark, except that he misses a couple of the CS. Does have 2 denies, though. Mid lane, let's talk about this lane. It is Canis Vulpes for Red 2. He does get a nice remnant there. We saw Canis Vulpes absolutely dominate last game on the favorable matchup of that Monkey King. And this game, we'll see if he can do it again. This lane, to my knowledge, is pretty even. Mostly skill-based. I would say usually favors Ember Spirit just slightly early on. Oh, top lane, speed goes down. Oh my goodness. Sakuchi not available. Tag team plus Frostbite. They get the kill.
This is one of the reasons why I guess Sakuchi is not as useful, and that's why he went Frostbite as well instead of Crystal Nova. I imagine as soon as the Sakuchi comes out, he hits him with the Frostbite. He's not moving anywhere, so you're not really slowable with that Crystal Nova thanks to the Sakuchi, but you can hold him in place while he's Sakuchi has that movement speed bonus for 1.5 seconds.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah. Oh, and Crow gets gets a courier, not another courier. ABE1 will deward the sentry. He knows that it had to be there at that point since Speed got caught in his Sakuchi.
Snatched from your grasp.
That one is now cleared. But you're not doing any better regardless of knowing where that sentry was. Still up against this tri-lane here. Sitting at level 2. Pale Horse doing such a good job at contesting CS.
Yeah, they will finally get the deward there on the hard camp so that they have pull potential again. Are they sending out another sentry? Just boots on Slark. Courier number 2 has ward sentry. There you go.
You're sitting at only 3 CS right now on Speed.
Yeah,
he's getting
really
absolutely demolished here.
And bottom lane's not going badly for the Underlord is the thing. Or I'm sorry, for the Razor either. The lane's in a bad position, but because of the extra mana regen he has from the CM aura, it makes it a little bit easier to spam and use Static Link as well. I'd expect him to try and pull the wave here. Yeah, it's exactly what he's going to do. I don't know if it's going to happen. The wave might get interrupted back by the Rubik. Ah, nice pull there from Gremlo. Well played.
Yeah.
He top lane. He's got to be careful. The pounce off the mark from Pale Horse. That would have been huge. I think that speed goes down there if that pounce hits.
Yeah. Up against his tag team. He's also holding his second point. Doesn't know if he wants to put in Ice Shard or Snowball just yet. But tag team under 3 heroes, you end up getting taken down very quick. Especially with Weaver, who's got pretty awful base stats. Things not looking amazing as far as what's happening in the lanes for Eboys right now.
Yeah, I mean, they are slight advantage despite Weaver really struggling. But mid and safe, or I guess off lane Underlord are going pretty darn well. The thing is you're not slowing Gremlo. That's what I'm gonna keep coming back to. Like last game, Gremlo had a much better game than he should have on the Mars, and here we are again on the Razor. This time in a slightly more favorable matchup, but they're winning the tri-lane top and the side lane. Once again, did Crow just get another courier? Oh my god, this guy's a madman.
Giant?
No, top lane Crow gets another courier. Giant's taking a lot of damage from Gremlo here. I don't know if he really even cares about chasing him too far. Well, yeah, it's not worth it. You just get the CS under tower. You keep the Underlord out of the lane. Top lane, a big fight comes out. Goat, he might go down. He will. One more auto attack from Double. AB1 in some trouble. A huge silence comes in to get a double kill. AB1 surviving it for now, but Pale Horse will be able to finish it off, and now he dies. 3 deaths for Arkosh in this tri-lane. That's the caster's curse if I ever seen one.
Well, like that, he manages to turn things around a little bit, so it gives him some time to get a couple of CS here. He had basically none prior to getting all those kills. Still not really going to change his position as far as pecking order goes throughout this game. Still only 2k net worth at the moment, very far behind where he wants to be. They did this in the last game as well on Arkosh. They shut down Speed's game. And yes, Giant got to pop off on that Timber Saw, but the Wraith King wasn't online and ready to fight by the time they needed to. And by the time they were wanting to push high ground on Arkosh. So I think what they're doing is pretty effective with how Eboys want to play with their players, but there's a costly couple of deaths there.
Yeah, absolutely. They need this top lane to go well.
Red 2 is going to want to move up to the top lane and look for rotations up there, but he's going to have to wait for the lane to shove back in a little bit before he can do that.
Yeah, he did beat Canis Vulpus to level 6 like we figured. You know, the lane is a little bit favored for him on the Ember Spirit, but as the game goes on, once Canis Vulpus picks up like a Yule Scepter or even the Aghanim Scepter, it becomes so hard just to play as an Ember. Unless you can really shut him down. Remnant to try and... Oh, he's able to pick up the rune anyway. Misplay there from Canis Vulpus slightly, as Red's going to be able to pop that. He does have level 6 now, though, so you shouldn't be able to chase.
Yeah. But he's got an empty bottle up against several bottle charges here on Red 2.
Ooh, he's going to pull him under the tower. The snowball in Red. He will Remnant away. He had that one placed at the rune a little bit before, and they even forced the rotation from Slark to the mid lane.
Interesting. He's going to struggle to exist close to the creep wave when he's playing against Spirit Siphon like this. Top lane, Goat is going to go down because he's by himself up here.
Yeah. And Slark goes down mid too. Red just crushes him. He just comes right back to the lane with that fresh DD rune. And that's a fantastic find there for Red too.
Things finally starting to turn around. Speed will use the space very well too. Is not really shutting him down anymore. About sitting neck and neck with the Slark for CS. And is this TP? No, he's got his TP ready, so he's going to come right back up here into the mid lane. And Red Spirit's going to struggle to bring him down without a double damage rune, unfortunately.
I mean, he's got 3 points sleight of fist. It is a lot of damage. But Slark, he's only level 4. Red's just going to keep applying pressure to this this Slark, and he's got to be really careful. He cannot afford to die a second time here on the Slark. If he does, his game is borderline over. Nice pounce in the mid lane, holding Ember in place. Bro rotates down over. There's going to be the snowball. He doesn't have mana for a Remnant. Oh my goodness. You know, last game, Pale Horse got mega baited by Giant, and that was just a great bait there by Pale Horse.
Yeah. I think there was a little bit of an major amount of an overextension, not a little bit. I mean, you know that Slark has that leash there. It's going to stop you from remnanting away, which gives some time for somebody to TP in. I think he was trying to waste the support's time there by forcing them to TP and then getting out, but was a bit off there with the mana calculations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gonna rotate to the bottom lane, look for a kill on Grumlow, who's played pretty aggressive against Giant throughout this laning phase, so might be able to punish this one. In fact, he will.
I don't know. They do have rotations in from Tusk, who might be able to finish off Giant, but they will be able to take down that first kill. A nice rotation from Red 2, like you said. He does have mana this time for Remnant, so I don't think he's too worried. He is kind of walking into Pale Horse, though. Do they have the control? They jump in, the stuns, the leash. Oh my goodness, they turn it around. A nice rotation from Canis Vulpes as well.
As he says, balance in one thing, balance in all things. They taketh kills, they giveth kills.
Yes.
On Ember Spirit.
Such is the way.
Again, all of this is making some space for the Weaver, space that Speed didn't have in his last game on Raid King.
Oh my gosh, he just lost a third of his health to that plasma. It goes right underneath a sentry, forced a time lapse immediately. Takuchi up into though, so he should be fine. Career CM sad. She takes her 3 auto attacks.
It's all right. Very, very slow auto attacks for that matter.
Yeah. You like see the little icicle flying through the air, and you know it's gonna just not do any damage anyway. Gremlo's playing really well. I really like his 4 points in Plasma Field. I think that's absolutely a way to go this game.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense when you're playing with a Crystal Maiden in your team, right? You have that much more ability to spam out your spells. You certainly don't want to put a point into Storm Surge.
I mean, that's the most complex ability in Dota, if I'm not mistaken. It takes a lot of IQ to understand, you know, when to get it and, you know, how effective it is.
Didn't we go over this, how the flavor text for it doesn't even make sense anymore?
Yeah, it doesn't. It makes 0 sense now.
Dire are scanning.
Top lane, they're going to be able to pick up the bounty rune here on Red 2. It looks like they're kind of setting up for a fight double. Chasing after Goat. They do have the ward sentry there placed on the high ground. He's going to go down without getting a single spell off. A beautiful slight change there from Red 2 double. He's going to be the next to go down, but Pale Horse rotating in. AB1 going to get caught by the Slark. He gets the D ward, but a double kill for the Razor. I don't know if that's worth it. Slark's coming bottom. He's still going to have plenty of space to work with, but so is Weaver. He does have Shadow Dance available still, though. Yeah.
Shadow Dance is available, and he's got this Arcane Rune, so it's going to be very hard to kill with a 4.2 second cooldown on the Dark Pack. He's going to use that to secure himself some CS. Holding his ground underneath this tower. I don't think they're going to be able to grab him. They've got... if they don't have TPs on the side of Arkosh. Still Slark, very evasive hero, hard to grab.
Red 2 doing a very good job at like playing on the edge of these abilities in the mid lane, as he's just kind of applying pressure to both Goat and Crow. As he's got the catapult there to keep it alive. Another Frostbite comes out as he's just going to go ahead and cut the wave. We'll finally take down the catapult though. And Red 2's out. He's going to leave. Bottom lane, they get the 1 tower. Top lane, they lose a tower. You know, it's just trades happening all over the map.
As Red 2 says, balance in all things.
Who are they chasing after? And his Vulpes, oh, he's just gonna go steal the stack. He doesn't want anything else, but now he's out of mana. No, he pops that one. Astral step to the low ground. He should be all right. Very risky play there, but Kremlo, he's incredibly strong. He's gonna be able to chase down double the snowball in, looking for red. They actually get the ensnare from that frostbite. Wow. Okay, a great find. Shards barely off the mark. Gonna miss on double, but he does have plasma field and just a little bit of mana. If he can make the gap, he's gonna pop a mango from Goat. What a nice play. Double kill for the Razor.
Ends up taking down the Rubik as well. In the bottom lane, Speed almost got the kill off on the Slark and is forced Pale Horse back in the jungle here. So, I mean, yeah, end up getting killed on the several heroes. Pale Horse isn't really slowed down for this one. Crow!
Yeah, I mean, mid lane, they just dive him, use tag team. It's a level 5 Death Prophet. Not a hero that is incredibly tanky. This is a hero that really does need items to be tanky, and they're gonna find red too. Frostbite comes out, Walrus Punch is available if he times it correctly, but a nice chains to interrupt that auto attack. And Gremlo now really far out of position. The stolen tag team, that's a spicy play right there. Speed's gonna continue the chase. Looking for Goat. I don't know if he has the damage just by himself. Beautiful shard block there.
Yeah. And they're probably going to try to look for more here. They've got 3 heroes here in the mid lane. Want to be able to do some damage to this mid tier 1 giant. Makes that one a 4th. And they're giving a little bit of space to AB1 at the moment so we can farm up some items like you were saying and get his level 6. So Exorcism now has access to that one. 13 minutes level 6 isn't great, but he's able to contribute a bit more to these fights now.
Yeah, absolutely. Mid lane, they're definitely posturing here. They do see double on the moment. There's going to be a nice frostbite grab, and Rubik just gets evaporated on the backside. Giant drops that Pit of Malice, will give some space, but there's the snowball on over. He's going to have to Dark Rift out of here if he wants any chance of surviving. And he will do exactly that. He might just cancel now that he's far enough away. No, he's going to take it all the way back to the base.
And he's going to sit there for a couple seconds.
He's going to stare and be like,
why did I do that?
Maybe I should have canceled this. He's fine. He's gonna heal up and come back to lane. He's got TP, right? Yeah, he does. Okay. Back to the mid tower defense. Classic Underlord things. Yeah. And I think if you're Arkosh here, you just back off. You know, you accept that you're not gonna get this tower. It is too dang difficult with a Underlord there.
Yeah. They're gonna try to get Albino Zebra though. Walrus Punch comes out onto him. You're playing very far forward here on Go.
Oh, what? All right. That is the coolest. I've never seen a Rubik Walrus Punch in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
He's got, it says stolen punch in all caps when he ends up hitting someone with it.
That's amazing. I just love it because it's a giant, like, ghost staff being flown across the map.
It is pretty funny. It ends up, like, coming out after it connects with them as well, so it has to, like, fly across and hit them. It's a neat interaction. There's a bunch of things that you don't really get the chance to appreciate in the heat of battle. Let's look top lane. Keena's Vulpes is sitting in the trees over here. He's trying to set something up by hiding inside the... Gonna rotate to the mid lane though.
They're looking for Rubik. Yeah, they are gonna go for it. The beautiful shards block there from Crow. Just pick him up, no problem. Giant. Plus Red 2 comes in. Oh, he jumped right into a Remnant though. It wasn't even intended for him, but they'll take the kill for sure. Gremlo falling low, speed rotating on in, has to time lapse out. Too many control spells here on the start of Arkosh for this Weaver to deal with at the current moment.
Yeah. Looked like they might have been able to turn that one, but unfortunately that Revenant not being meant for him ended up locking him in place long enough for him to get that root off and never ended up getting out with the Fire Remnant afterwards. Usually he's got one in place. These roots pretty effective against the Ember Spirit, the roots and the leashes, but as the game goes on, he'll eventually get himself a BKB or Yules will be able to deal with him a little bit easier.
There's the Atos reveal from Giant here on the Underlord, which is absolutely necessary. They do need it this game to try and hold down Gremlo as well as the Slark and Void Spirit and make sure that they don't have the ability. Oh, speaking of Razor, he gets found. Mid lane Snowball, not going to happen as a big silence comes in from that Death Prophet. And AB1, he's doing it, applying a lot of pressure, taking down the tower. Pale Horse forced to leap away, but Speed gonna try and chase potentially. They will fortify the tower for the time being, but this is just short-lived for sure. And comes Go, freezing field, immediately silenced by the Death Prophet, and they get both supports with the tower. a huge win there for Eboys.
Yeah. AB1, he ran the numbers. He knew that that's when the position 5 Death Prophet would come in handy. But silence on the CM ult. No. He knew exactly what he was doing when he picked this one up.
Yeah.
Well played by him.
I mean, it is a really good game to have a silence.
It is. But it's just an awkward way of having access to that silence on a support hero, I suppose. Better than pause 5 Drow.
He's taking a lot of damage from Canis Vulpus here, but in comes the Ember, unable to get the slight change thanks to that Astral Step, and Red 2 will cut his losses and go back to farmers. He's reaching for a Desolator on this Ember Spirit.
Which is surprising. I mean, he's died a number of times here by just getting caught out by these roots. I thought he'd end up getting a Yule Scepter because of that and being able to either wait off that leash onto him or purge off that frostbite, then fire remnant out. But they went all in on that damage. Bold move, but I like it.
Oh, Goat's going in. He's gonna get the root. He does not. Red 2, nice remnant out. This would be a great time to have a keen optic on your CM mid lane. They do end up catching him anyway, and he just goes down. A huge 3-man pit of malice though. AB1 trying to hold in Canis Vulpus. They will do exactly that, a 1-for-1 trade on the mid lanes. And now Pale Horse didn't chase. Oh, he had no Shadow Dance. Oh my goodness. Did he commit Shadow Dance for that kill?
I think so, yeah. On cooldown. End up going forward on super hard for that Ember Spirit. I mean, I guess they were just super worried about them turning on him and blowing all of them up. They end up losing the Void Spirit anyways. He's probably super concerned about that Atos on top of the Pit of Malice. I mean, you talked about the catch potential of this. Even with the Dark Pack, you end up good timing with it. Slark gets taken down. I mean, they sure as hell took down the Void Spirit with it.
Oh, they're in trouble here once again on Tusk. The damage, they just go for the Freezing Field, though. If he has Snowball to hold him in place, it'd be nice, but a stolen Freezing Field coming in. It's immediately canceled by a Walrus Punch. Crow is going to be able to finish off the Rubik. Not today. Another pickup for Eboys. I mean, this game is dead even, 13-14. A 1K gold lead here for Eboys, but I feel like they are controlling the map a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Now hold on. I need to see this fight recap. I'm pretty sure this Rubik saved himself by using the Freezing Field and getting the bonus 20 armor on that Walrus Punch.
Oh, he absolutely did. He absolutely did.
That is the 2000 IQ AA play.
I mean, not even like intentional, I'm sure, but that is epic how that interaction.
Intentional. AA, he ran the numbers.
Yeah,
he ran the numbers.
He's like, exactly 20 armor will reduce the Walrus Punch by this amount.
Yeah. Yes. Adjust glasses loudly.
Yes. Feels genius, man.
Can't wait for his cameo in the Dota anime.
Absolutely. A Bullwhip picked up there. That's a great item for the Razor. He's also got a Dragon Scale option. Yeah, he's going to hold the Bullwhip. I mean, it's just so good. Especially on Razor, a hero that just wants to, be fast. Or to make his enemies slow, but the regen in general is where I think he's going to really enjoy it.
Storm surges even quicker. Mid lane, they do have this tier 1 tower already. I don't think that they're able to mount a push on the tier 2 tower yet. But they're going to smoke
head top.
This'll come in handy.
Red 2's going to grab an Arcane Rune. This is his Deso. I don't know if they had any vision up here, though. They're just going to beeline it and see if they can find anyone. Goat, he might be the sacrifice. You see him for a moment, but they're hiding in the trees here on Gremlo. He's going to start TPing out. Canis Vulpus got plenty of room as well. They're going to be able to dodge it out completely. Unless Pale Horse.
Never refuse gold.
Oh, in comes Speed. He's going to know, though. Just the body blocks are enough. AB1 closing the gap as well. They do see Crow. Nice silence connecting onto him, but they don't have the catch. Double's not close enough. All right, Arkosh managed to escape.
Can't find anyone there. Nice read there by Arkosh. Imagine this is part of their cult-like activities. Gives them access to seeing the invisible, even the smoked invisible.
Oh, they just go into Roshan. I guess, why not? You've got the Swarm, you've got Exorcism up, you can tank with Underlord, he does plenty of damage as well. Goat, does he even know? He just casually... Oh, he knows now. Well, time to bail. H is picked up by Red 2.
There's always the temptation when you're playing Crystal Maiden to use the freezing field outside the pit, but it is a death wish against the Death Prophet, who's just going to be able to use that AoE silence on you.
Yeah, it's the, oh, hey, how you doing?
Exactly. People playing very close together on Arkosh right now. They know that people have been grouped up on Eboys, looking for pickoffs around the map. And that feeling is only heightened since they have the Aegis now. They're looking to make a play off of this, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, look at Speed now. I mean, he's top net worth. He's having a fantastic game now on the Weaver, Dragonlance, Mjolnir, or not Mjolnir, Maelstrom into the BKB, and he's almost got it. He's going to have it here pretty darn soon. Are we about to see a smoke here from Arkosh? I don't think so, right? Are they? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe not.
To teach.
Sentry out? They're still deciding. They don't even know. They're still farming on Pale Horses. He now has the Sanjin Yasha after this Echo Saber. A little bit of status resist goes a long way on this hero for sure.
It goes a long way against all these roots, and it goes a long way against silence. I mean, extra 25% can mean life or death against the heroes on Eboys. We'll probably get a BKB eventually, but usually Slark doesn't like getting that until, like, I don't know, it's like third or fourth item.
All right, top lane. Their TPs are coming in. Slark just casually farming. I don't think they're going to find Canis Vulpes or the Tusk. They have a nice ward here to scout anyone coming into the lane. Mid? What's going on here? Atos on to the Pale Horse Slark. They're going to root up the Weaver. Takes a decent chunk of damage, but again, he still has that BKB. There's gonna be the slight chains on to Razor. His BKB is still available. He's just gonna get telekinesis. They don't want to rip.
Oh, Gremlo, what are you doing, buddy?
Oh, got it. It's the lag. It was the lag.
Yeah,
it was
BKB came out a little bit too late, and he ends up popping it just before he goes down. I mean, it's unfortunate timing for sure.
Well, they found Crystal Maiden as well. Protected for the moment by a Shadow Amulet, but nice little sentry drop there will find the kill. All right, tier 2 tower goes down top. They will be able to get this tier 2 mid most likely. They will fort for the moment, but that creep wave, can it go down? Yeah, they're going to tank the creeps. Okay, well done.
They commit the exorcism as well. They might just want to try to take the tier 3, given the fact that they know that Fortify has been committed here, and you're still down for another couple seconds. You know that Razor doesn't have access to BKBs. He popped it before he died.
Yeah.
Hell, why not get some damage in on the tier 3?
Absolutely. Canis Vulpes cutting mid. But yeah, you're taking a lot of damage. A huge plasma field comes out, but Tusk, he might just be dead to this. Yeah, he is just permanently rooted. Goes down to Giant and double there. Fortification, not fortification, but backdoor protection comes in. Giant pops that Dark Rift. Uber has arrived. Can they force staff him out to save him? Nope. They are all gone. Don't forget, everyone, tip your drivers.
Also tip Canis Vulpes cutting that creep wave, stopping them from being able to take Raxes there. That situation went from bad to worse very quickly.
Yep.
A lot of that, you know, off the fact that they ended up committing that Fortify and committing the BKB on Gremlin before he went down. He knew they wouldn't be able to fight, so just went for it. Rax is now exposed, but they managed to hold on to them.
And they still have the Aegis too, right? Like Aegis is still on this Red 2 Ember for another just over a minute, roughly. Canis Vulpes did pick up the Aghanim Scepter instead of going for a Eul's this game, so just going for that large AoE silence on the backside, which worries me a little bit because he has no way to, you know, purge anything off himself, so he has to go BKB.
Yeah, he's working on that right now, but it's still pretty far off. They might be ready to start knocking on these doors of high ground here on Eboys before he gets that BKB completed. The Aghanim Scepter did make a lot of sense to me. You're playing against, you know, Rubik, the Ember Spirit, the Weaver, who all suffer pretty hard from the silence, but you already have the BKB completed on the Weaver, so that eggs is a bit of a non-issue.
Tier 2 falls bottom. They're going to continue the push, but Arkosh is already knocking on your high ground. The thing is, you don't nearly push as fast as this Eboys lineup. Yes, you don't have Exorcism for another 20 seconds, but you have Deso on the Ember. Weaver does a lot of damage. Gremlo trying to do what he... Oh, no. Gremlo! He goes down immediately. He walks in to try and D-push, just gets immediately telekinesis. He has buyback, but you gotta fight here on the side of Arkosh. You cannot just lose a lane of Ferrex. In comes the Stark. He has a DD. So much damage coming in from this Canis Vulpus, and they're gonna be able to do it. He just melts the backline. They get the first life of the Ember. The Walrus Punch takes down AB1 Giant, trying to get that Rift on out, but can they bring him down in time? The Yules, the safety, it survives. What a play by the Underlord to get the 3 cores of Eboys out.
Almost took him down. That Yule saved him for just long enough, and everyone was about to go down and them get torn apart. The fight did end up going the way of Arkosh, but those losses heavily mitigated. Like you said, tip your Uber driver, please. 5 stars. Thank you very much, Giant.
Yeah, that was an incredible play. Canis Vulpus revealing just how much damage this Void Spirit can do with the Resonant Pulse talent and the Aghanim Scepters. He just absolutely melted the backline and just prevented the Ember Spirit from being able to cast a single spell. He didn't have BKB yet, and he just permanently silenced him for the whole fight.
He's got that Nether Shawl as well, that spell damage amp going a long way. BKB is on the way now.
Oh, the silence is onto Weaver. He doesn't have BKB for 3 seconds, but Canis Vulpus, he doesn't have another charge on the Resonant Pulse, and there's going to be the time lapse, but guess who's waiting? It's GOAT. They force the BKB.
And they'll have to take that one. Dropping that BKB from 9 seconds to 8 there is a little bit of a win for sure. You're hoping to get a kill given the fact you committed your entire team there, but you take what you can get.
Pilhorse did go for the Aghanim Scepter here, giving him a lot more mobility and a second leap charge. Ooh, all right, nice Titan Sliver. He'll definitely hold on to that. More status. It's the only 2 forms of status resistance left in the game, that stack, right?
Yeah.
So this is really nice for the Slark. Up to 34% now.
That much harder to keep him locked down with that silencer with those roots. Huge uptime on Dark Pact as well. It'll be very difficult to grab him.
Orb of Destruction drop there. I'm sure the Ember Spirit's going to pick it up eventually. Oh, maybe they just put it on Weaver. No, we'll see who takes it. But Orb of Destruction, Ember with the Desolator is quite nice. Spider Leg drop. We'll see what the rest of these jungle items are going to be. Psychic Headband and Titan Sliver for the Dire team as well. All good stuff. BKB now picked up on the Void Spirit, and Embers is being delivered on the Courier as we speak. Now, this is going to change the team fight quite a bit, right?
Yeah. A lot of the time they were just getting on top of Red 2 and blowing him up. I mean, last time he survived because of the Aegis and he got back up, but now this is something I mentioned before. He either needed this or Yule's
Gonna run into Red 2. The silence, but again, he has the BKB. Both were popped immediately. They just jumped the Underlord with Pale Horse. He's going to protect himself with the Yules for the time being, but the Shadow Dance not up for a couple seconds, trying to beat into Red 2. He's going to chase after the Crystal Maiden. A nice root in place. The Shadow Dance comes out. Ember Spirit taking a lot of damage, but Pale Horse doesn't have any way of killing him quite yet. Gremlo coming into the fight with his BKB, but there's AB1's Exorcism holding Void Spirit in place. He's dead. The silence lasting just a little bit too long. Pale Horse takes down the Ember as well. A 3 for 2.
Pale Horse coming back in and finishing off that Ember Spirit was very big. With that, they might not be able to take as many, do as much building damage here. Gremlo on the back line, trying to do his best to creep cut, but realized some heroes were after him. He's forced a TB back into the base. The creep wave's already here. You have Fortify, which can buy you a little bit. All right,
there's the pounce onto the Death Prophet. If they don't have any way to save him here, there's a second pounce. He's got the Ags. AB1 had no clue. And he'll be sacrificed to the Arkosh.
I don't know my own strength.
They force the buyback there on the Crystal Maiden, but you want to start taking towers at this point. I'm worried about Slark ending up, or Slark and Void Spirit Razor ending up out farming or out scaling this Weaver as the game goes on. Ember is starting to struggle a little bit.
Yeah, even with the BKB, you do struggle against a Slark who now has a Basher completed. He's going for the Abyssal Blade. I mean, this hero, he scales incredibly well this game. We know that for sure. Speed held in place. A second pounce is available if Pale Horse can find him, but it is such a tricky kill. He's gonna walk up onto the high ground here, know that there is a ward, pings it out immediately. The other side of the fight in the jungle, they do manage to find Giant. The Bull Whip comes out onto the Tusk, who's just permanently rooted. He's gone in a little bit too far.
Yeah, the positioning of that pit made it hard for the heroes on Arkosh to get back in there, and oh no, go.
That is a dead CM if I've ever seen one, and Gremlo just on the run.
has got to get out of there. They ended up losing the 2 supports. Crystal Main had bought back in last team fight, so dead for an extra 30 seconds. Not sure what they're going to be able to get off of this. I mean, probably a Roche, actually. They use the courier to scout that out. AB1, the massive brain.
He doesn't have Exo, but it is a big... oh, they already have... yeah, they have a courier. You're right.
Yep.
They're just going to walk right in. Slark did pick up a gem here, which gives him a ton of dewarding potential. It does shrink the map for the side of Eboys just in general.
I mean, the gem's good for a multitude of reasons. I mean, the dewards, when you're playing the Slark, I'm playing against the Glimmer KP on the Rubik, playing against Weaver Sakuchi, so a pretty important grab there. The supports are getting picked off by Red 2 with his Desolator in the team fight, so towards the tail end, they're going to be dead to him in speed. It's a lot harder to take down the Slark, so we'll be able to deal with the Weaver once the supports go down.
Yep. I like the Spider Legs here on the Razor. They do get Aegis and Cheese, of course, like we were pointing out, bottom lane. Just trying to push this in as much as possible since they were in the Roche pit there. It's looking hard for Arkosh, honestly. Like this is a very difficult situation to be in. They have the beacon. Oh, you have a ceremonial robe on Void Spirit, actually. This is huge. Just a passive veil. Always very nice. I mean, not quite, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
How much is veil? Like 20% or something? 18%? It's almost a passive veil. That's pretty good.
I keep on changing the numbers around. I mean, the status resistance on it is... status resistance reduction is pretty nice.
Yeah, 5-man smoke into the jungle speed. Gonna show bottom here with the Aegis. Canis Volpa's just kind of hoping to cut the wave and bail, I think. But yeah, that's exactly what he's gonna do. Nicely done, sir. They were nowhere in position to try and deal with that. And as a result, no way to push the bottom lane. So they already have Pale Horse working on top as well. Honestly, Arkosh is playing the map better in the situation, but they are really struggling to win fights.
Eager to know
this seems to be their specialty, is taking these fights, or just drawing out the game when they're not really able to win fights. We see the Gremlo do this time and time again, but eventually they are going to be knocking at your door, and you might not be able to find these pickoffs anymore. Speed. They've got a lot of time to work with. 3 minutes with this Aegis. They're still sitting on Cheese.
Oh, pounce mid lane. You're kidding me. He lands the pounce from downtown. Pale Horse into a first hit bash. Unbelievable. You have to be pretty salty if you're Red 2 right there.
Yeah, that Slark game flying at you a million miles an hour.
Oh no, the first hit bash plus Crow just jumps in with that Walrus Punch. I mean, that's all BKB piercing disable, and well, Speed takes down Goat bottom. Working on the high ground. He might get the Rage Barracks. No, he's gonna bail. He does not want to risk going down here. I mean, you're still pretty happy you took the Ember down.
Yeah, you took the Ember down, but you ended up losing your Crystal Maiden. Your bottom racks ended up taking a lot of damage. I mean, Speed is doing wonderful this game, keeping slowing down this Slark. Once you see the Slark TP, you're forced to get back there. Been doing some split pushing and playing the map pretty well himself.
You do almost have level 25 on the Slark, though, and that's going to be a huge increase in damage for this hero. Being able to keep those Essence Shift stacks that much longer, you know, from fight to fight, it becomes very scary. Especially if you lose a fight, he keeps it for that much longer and can go high ground or take objectives, etc. Pale Horse, he just gets caught with the gem. I mean, he I guess didn't realize that his passive was broken and goes down to the 4-man rotation there from Eboys.
He died. I mean, he was hitting neutral creeps. The passive was going to be disabled for a fraction of a second. That was the worst possible place that could have caught him out. And I think the only time he just completed his Abyssal Blade before he went down as well, so he doesn't have buyback available. Again, split pushing these waves here on Canis Volpus. I don't think anyone else is going to be able to follow up this Rubik.
I mean, that's such a big kill. This is the thing. Like, I kind of feel like you have to get BKB on this Slark in a game like this. Like, you cannot afford to just get silenced. Even with the status resistance, it's too difficult to deal with.
They did an amazing job of keeping him chained up there. He eventually got the Dark Pact up, but I think he was finished off by like the Exorcist, or sorry, the Sakuchi and like Soul Siphon there.
Yeah, he did what he could to you know, Abyssal Blade to the other side of that pit, essentially, but Again, a super long-range telekinesis finding Gremlo. He's going to be able to steal a level 4 plasma field once again. The chase continues. Who has the gem? We saw someone pick it up. It is going to be on Red 2's Ember Spirit. Void Spirit gets caught mid. He does have the BKB. Will have to use it pretty much immediately. You've lost the range barracks. And the damage coming in from this Ember is just so much. You don't have buyback on the Slark. You're going to try and stall out as much as they can. Gremlo just using the plasma field once again. But this ranged barracks now followed by the melee. There's nothing you can do. Yeah. Nice two-man Pit of Malice. In comes this Tusk. They will take down the Uber. You got no escape this time. Double caught by the Wolf Whip, and now they will continue the chase. Huge initiation from Pale Horse. Gets the Abyssal Blade onto Red 2, trying to get the kill. They get him one last auto attack. 3 fall on the side of Eboys. They do get the objective.
They end up losing the gem as they go down. Not sure they saw it right away, but Crow's going to walk over his path and... Oh, no. All right, the gem stays on the ground for now. I think maybe a courier? Oh, no, it's a 4-staff flying out to the courier. Or with the courier. Unfortunate.
Yeah, they don't know.
Threaten high ground with this one?
I mean, yeah, they've got to, right? I mean, at least try and force buybacks, but you're seeing Pale Horse top lane, so I think Eboys is not threatened at all. They don't really care.
Speed is going to be able to defend there from Gremlo. Might be able to force the Pale Horse with you, but like you're saying, no Slark, no problem.
It will get bottom tower at least here on Canis Vulpes. Pops a regen rune. So you do open up the map a little bit more here for the side of Arkosh. They're going to be able to farm up a little bit as well. Oh, that is quite good if you are the Void Spirit.
Yeah, it is one of the best neutral items you can have. That and I think Spell Prism he's a little bit more happy about. Just that cooldown reduction feels so good on the hero. Actually, everything. The all stats, the cooldown reduction, the mana regeneration.
I don't know if Slark actually wants a Penta-Edged sword. It drops. Oh, yeah, he does. Apparently, he's like, yeah, I'll take that. 80 attack range, pretty darn good, I suppose, but 45 damage and the maim that does pierce spell immunity is pretty good.
Yeah. You want to... It makes that much easier to stay on top of heroes, that's for sure. Oh. The Slark, he is sweating at times here. They do have like the initiation power to get on top of him and keep him stunned up.
Absolutely.
At a certain point, he is going for this BKB now. I mean, you mentioned it. This is a game. Okay, yeah, they got the spell prism now.
Yeah, you saw it, right? I was like, that's pretty good. They even get a Trickster's Cloak for the Slark. He'll take that for sure. 20% magic resistance and evasion, plus the active for invisibility. This is such a great Slark item. Horse.
Canis teleported the
Abyssal onto the Weaver. Do they have the damage to continue? There's gonna be the stun, but the silence comes in. He's gonna be able to pop that ultimate right away, but you've lost Tusk, and now on the backside, Gremlo has to BKB. So does Red 2. He's trying to chase down Goat. He's going for the TP out, but the Pit of Malice gonna interrupt that. And it's just gonna be 2 supports dying once again. Canis Vulpes in the enemy base, cutting the wave and TPing out. A nice play by him.
And he's already gone. Tried to get back there in time to cancel it, but unfortunately, Canis was already gone. Stalling for as much time as he possibly can. They're running down mid, though. They want to be able to force buybacks or get some sort of objective. The towers have already been taken there, but you could just use that mid push.
Gremlo, he has no BKB. He's got a spider leg to the high ground at least. But there's the Pit of Malice. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to chase. Potentially they'll find Giant here on this Underlord. They do exactly that. The silence is coming in, preventing him from being able to ulti out. And there's the E-Blade from the Void Spirit to finish him off. No more Uber. Oh my gosh, the Pounce Abyssal once again. He finds double. The Aeon is going to protect him, but there's going to be the Dust. Plasma Field on Plasma Field. Some Venn diagram action here.
Ends up losing the Rubik's. Well, not great there for Eboys. And again, this gives a chance to Arkosh to push themselves. I feel like we see this back and forth of one team running down the enemy side of the map, losing a couple of supports, and then the same happening for the other team.
I will say, Pale Horse is playing amazing with this Aghanim Scepter and the Abyssal Blade, like finding some big kills, having this incredible leap range that you normally don't have on the Slark.
I mean, these are things that make Slag such a good hero for winning pubs, you know, forcing people around the map, punishing people when they're sitting by themselves. The moment hero on Eboys is alone, Slark comes out and gets on top of them and ends up finding kills. This is you have a backline that needs to be protected as well. The Death Prop and the Rubik, both very easy targets for the Slark, and that's part of the reason why they end up going the Aeon Disc on the Rubik. But when you're far away from your team, it doesn't really matter.
We're seeing some level 25 talents come out. Slark already had his. We see Candace Vulpes pick up his Dissimulate stun, and the Weaver picked up the movement speed from Sakuchi. All pretty standard stuff, like nothing out of the ordinary there, but these talents do make a big deal, you know, in these team fights.
Yeah. 30s come out next. I mean, I like the +1 Gemini attack, but the extra movement speed, I guess, does make it pretty impossible for anybody to catch speed.
It has Lincoln's too, so Abyssal Blade, not that great. I mean, this Void Spirit is just so farmed. He has the Aghanim Scepter, now the Shard, plus this Spell Prism and E-Blade. I mean, Canis Vulpes just... I mean, he just vomits damage at this point. Like, I don't... like, he just shreds anyone he gets close to. Pale Horse using that Trickster's Cloak, trying to find some heroes. He also picks up a Nullifier. It's a big pickup as we did see some heroes. Oh, he gets caught without BKB, and Silence comes in. There's going to be the E-Blade to try and save him. Force Staff on out. He's going to be forced to Shadow Dance, and now Speed. He's got to be careful. He cannot afford to go down, but Gremlo barely TPs out the rest of the team, trying to escape. Goat going to get surrounded and just easily picked off there by Speed. Slark, got to be careful.
Both teams had scouted out Roshan. Your Shadow Dance is on cooldown. Crystal Maiden is forced to buy back here, but you don't have BKB on the Razor either. Do you have BKB still available in the Void?
Zags. They're not here to fight this. Slark's just going to try and steal it, but yeah, you can't make it. Everything on the deck. You get a free Aghanim Scepter for that Ember Spirit, giving him so much more mobility than before. Canis Vulpes has a DD rune. This is actually a time for them to go. They're going to jump in, silence up the Ember. He does have the cheese, pops the BKB, but on the backside, Pale Horse looking for more double. Saved by the Aeon Disc, but pulled right back in by the Remnant Red. He's slowed down so much. He's got that Scotty's debuff. Ember, he's going to take another Remnant on out, but Canis Vulpes is not done. Chasing the silence, he pops the cheese. The Remnant pulls him back in. Can they take down the Ember? He's going to survive, but Void Spirit trapped inside the Pit of Malice. Gone a little bit too far. He will fall. Now Goat has to be careful. Dust comes out. Crow absolutely destroyed by the crits of this Weaver as he's going to keep dancing around these fights looking for more. Goat potentially the next victim here. Predicted by the Ghost Scepter, does have a Glimmer Cape as well, and Speed no way. Okay. Never mind.
A fancy finale if I've ever seen one by Goat.
Yep, yep.
Yep,
They are back to the split pushing strategy here on Arkosh. They lose fight, they push side lanes immediately.
I mean, this is what they need to do. They need to somehow stall this one out. Void Spirit does not have buyback, as you mentioned. 60 seconds till he's back up. They can just shove through this mid lane and go into the bottom tower. Taking this outpost for good measure to try to slow down that pushing the side lanes that you mentioned. But something that they're very trained on.
Gremlo is putting his quick buy to good use as he's queued up a sheep stick. Oh my god. Why couldn't I? My brain didn't know what that item was called for a moment.
That's right.
Well, barracks number 2. There's no way to defend. Like you said, there's Canis Vulpes is dead. No buyback. He's just short on money as he did buy out this plate mail for the Assault Cuirass. And yikes. Eboys, 13,000 gold lead now. The Ember Spirit, absolutely massive, thanks to that influx of gold from that free Aghanim Scepter.
And now, because the tier 2s, or the tier 1, in fact, is not taken up in the top lane, they can spend their time collecting those neutral items that they still haven't gotten for, God, almost 8 minutes now. So they end up finding the Spell Prism. Could they hand that one too?
Gold is a great conductor.
They end up getting the Timeless Relic as well. Could they hand the Spell Prism too?
I mean, Rubik's very happy to have a Timeless Relic. One of the best heroes in the game with this. Spell Prism's probably Ember or DP?
DPs.
Yeah, okay.
It's flying out the way right now.
Oh, they're going to smoke right on in. Slark gets found, but has BKB preemptive purge. The backside just completely silenced up, just getting destroyed. Crow, he's made the first side. Goat will go down as well. DP buybacks into the game. Underlord goes down as well. The bash onto the Rubik, the Slark. He's got to find these kills. 3 more buybacks come in. Weaver bashed up. He's going to go down. That's his first life. They don't have a remnant for 1, 2. Can he set it up in time? Instead, they target the Underlord. The Walrus Punch. It finds the Weaver. Time lapse. Back to low HP. He goes down, and it's just Giant trying to escape. AB1 comes in to catch the Uber, but they've caught Red 2 once again. Diebacks galore for the side of Eboys.
They didn't actually dive back on anyone. Ended up getting out of there on the 2 heroes that they bought back with, but still not good. They're not going to be able to defend the base without the Weaver or the Ember Spirit. I imagine they're going to start shoving down these lanes, sped up by this haste rune on Canis Vulpus. Oh. You're going to have to buy back on this Weaver here. They're not going to waste any time shoving these lanes in.
Yeah, anytime Void Spirit gets to the back, anytime they're grouped in these fights, like Canis Vulpus just absolutely shreds them. Like they're grouped up as 3 heroes. He just jumps in, Resonant Pulse, and hits like a 3-man Dissimulate stun. And these fights are just, I feel like, so back and forth depending on the initiation. They're gonna initiate right onto the Underlord. He pops that Minotaur horn to get on out of there, and then looks like Arkosh do not want to risk it with the buyback there of both Rubik and the Weaver. So now, is that 4 buybacks expended?
Yeah.
It is. That's a huge win condition going Arkosh's way. It was an 11,000 gold lead just a moment ago, and now suddenly 4,000 for Arkosh.
I mean, part of the reason is the Slark is just pumping out tons of damage depending on the backline. Right now, the Weaver is sitting an item down, very low HP, and struggled to be able to get on top of anyone. I mean, there's this E-Blade save on the Void Spirit. He's got to deal with the Ghost Scepter and the Crystal Maiden, and now he's just working on a solution. Now he's picked up his Nullifier. Able to blow these heroes up a little bit faster and start assisting by getting on top of the Slark.
Yeah, it is the Nullifier is a pretty massive pickup because we saw, Ghost Scepter on Death Prophet, 4-staff Glimmer Cape. You have 4-staff Glimmer Cape and Aeon Disc on the Rubik. It's just so good at trying to deal with these heroes.
Yeah, and that's and the E-Blade. I mean, there's also the extra 80 damage. You were sitting on a lot of gold. Slark was definitely doing more work in these team fights than you. You were hard to catch, yeah, but you weren't blowing up the heroes fast enough. Speed has fixed that problem now. But the game is a lot harder than it was a minute ago before they lost that last team fight. If you go down again on speed, you just end up losing this game. You can't afford to lose. It's already down 1 game.
Yeah, I mean, who's the one with buyback? Is it just the Ember? Yeah, it is just the Ember, but he's bought out at this point. I think he knows if they lose a fight, it doesn't even matter. But Red 2, he's going to get found by the Slark instead. Double, going to 4-staff himself away. Again, they do have the Nullifier if they want to continue the chase. Pounce not on the mark, but there's the Abyssal Nullifier. Yeah, you get the Rubik. That's the first of the diebacks. So hard to get away from this Slark.
Ended up dispelling that Aeon Disc on the Rubik there. He ended up dropping immediately.
So that was interesting because I thought he Aeon Disc, or I thought he had the Nullifier on before the Aeon Disc, and I thought Aeon Disc removed Nullifier, but it didn't seem to do that.
No, I think the Nullifier, it's non-removable.
Ah, interesting.
But he was certainly nullified there.
Yeah.
CM is forced to get back to the base and defend from this bottom lane, shoving in, but they're trying to take this push here on the side of Arkosh, but it's difficult to get in this base. I mean, fighting onto the high ground against the Underlord and the Ember Spirit is a bit difficult. I mean, he's just going to throw down the pits, the Firestorm, you're going to get hit by these constant Slate of Fists. Not easy to deal with. Well, despite getting that Rubik on dieback, he's not going to be able to take any objectives off it. They need to stall for time right now on Eboys as well, having bought back on this Weaver. Just super afraid to die again for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, they take down the outpost here, and that's going to allow them to get another influx of experience, denying that on over to Eboys, especially when they're so close to level 25 on both Gigante and Red 2. Sorry, I had to say it once.
Thank you.
This'll come in handy.
Working on this Shiva's Guard as well. Another important pickup. I mean, he's getting blown up on these fights by all this physical damage from Slark, so be alive for a little bit longer. The attack speed slow and the regeneration debuff also pretty nice.
I'm surprised we're not seeing an Aghanim Scepter. Oh, he is going Ags now. Okay, he had a refresher queued. I was like, I think Gremlo just gets Ags and they have building damage, right? And that's exactly what he does. He buys out the Aghanim Scepter. I'm not sure exactly what he sold for that.
I missed that.
He sold something to buy the Aghanims, and he is still a little bit short on buyback, but I'm sure it wasn't anything super important.
Dire's courier has been killed.
I did end up missing that one. Not sure what he's hanging on to before. No matter.
Long
got
Roche
everything he
time.
needs right now.
2 minutes and 30-second Roche respawn makes it quite difficult for them to continue playing, you know, the map like on Arkosh. Like I think that's like their go time, right? You get everything, all 4 components.
Yeah.
Oh, the Hex comes out. They find the Underlord. The telekinesis protected for a moment thanks to the Lincolns. He's going to immediately pop that Minotaur Horn and try and run away, but Slark, 4 staffed out. Void Spirit still has his BKB. Protected by... Who has a Lotus? Tusk? Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah. It's a pretty common pickup for like a pause for Tusk. You end up getting it a lot of the time. Especially against your silences, single target abilities. Nice grab against the Rubik. Let's grab against a number of people on their team. Anyhow.
They're still doing a great job at cutting all these waves. It's just, again, they're struggling to go high ground here. You're into the Underlord Death Prophet. Like, this is not an easy high ground to siege.
I want to say the same thing. This is probably going to go like 60 minutes, but I end up cursing the game if I did so.
Yeah, end immediately within 30 seconds.
Yeah. Someone just gets caught out, doesn't have buyback, the game ends. That's usually how it goes.
Swift Blink now picked up on the Slark. This item is so strong. I mean, the thing is, at this point, the Slark just wants damage to kill these heroes with, and getting more attack speed from Swift Blink is incredibly good start for that, since this hero ramps up damage so fast in fights. Aru, for those of you. BTS Sonic Wolf, I believe, is the emote that pairs well with that one, for all you BTS subs out there.
Does BTS
or Sonic
subs?
Fox. I don't know why I said Wolf. Sonic Fox. Of course I know who Sonic Fox is. Don't at me, okay?
All right. And now grouped up sitting on their triangle. They're thinking about... What are they thinking about? They're not carrying smoke on any of these heroes.
Yeah, they're just waiting for Eboys to try and make a rotation on over. I mean, they have high ground ward behind them. They'd be able to scout it pretty easily. They're just going to continue cutting mid and top, it seems, and farming this jungle until they can get that Roche on.
It's a good place to fight, but I'm not sure you can fight into the heroes on Arkosh right now.
Slark is so fast with that Swift Blink. It is hilarious.
The only thing that was holding him back was that movement speed cap, and using that Swift Blink fixes that.
I mean, he has the BKB now too, right? So I'm wondering if he just gets rid of the boots eventually and picks up... Gosh, I don't know, Butterfly maybe? Scotty maybe?
Hard to say. I think Butterfly's pretty good, but the Weaver's also working on a Divine Rapier right now, so that'll pierce right through the evasion.
Yeah, he
He
might
doesn't
go
know
IS
that
Scotty.
yet, but...
Well, there it is, level 30 on the Slark. All talents unlock. A huge improvement for this hero. Now, E-Boy is currently smoked up onto the high ground. They have a courier here randomly. There's some wards here as well. They're kind of pinging it out. Canis Vulpes would very much be sad to be the one caught by this, but he gets a haste rune. He's walking right into him. Dissimulate. Oh, he pops their smoke with the Dissimulate and is out, but Slark just goes right in the BKB. They're taking out ABZ. The Nullifier on the mark. The initiation. There's going to be the Rift, but he pushes them to the high ground, pulls them back. Red 2 forced a BKB and run. Both supports go down. What? I mean, there's no... Canis Vulpes had no idea that they were there. He was going to farm the creep camp and just happened to pop the smoke.
No. They knew. They pinged that one out. They figured that they were somewhere up there. But that ended up paying off so much. That was such an insanely quick reaction there by Canis to where they were. It was wild. And they end up expending so much there on E-Boys. They can't defend this Roshan now. I don't think they can do anything.
Nah.
Buyback is...
I'm so excited for Walrus Kick, though. Let's go. Give me the Walrus Kick, Crows. It is time. You've trained so long for this.
A golden thread.
This one's always a funny one. We've seen the 4 staffs canceling his Underlord all.
I was gonna say, it's actually amazing.
Underlord away.
Underlord's gonna be like, yeah, I'm just gonna press R here, and Tuska's like, yeah, you do that. See you later. Free trip to Australia.
Yeah. Defending from this is going to be pretty hard. You have 20 seconds on the Rubik and 30 on the Death Prophet. You might just be forced to buy back if you don't want to lose these Raxes.
I love this refresher shard on the Slark. He's just going to go in, find Underlord, immediately dives in with Pale Horse. Canis Vulpus, they take him down, buyback available. He's going to have to use it. There's the Aghanim Scepter here from Razor. This ult hitting 3 targets.
I'm not sure. I mean, they're trying to force this buyback desperately. They briefly went on the tier 4s. The fortification is going to come out, keeping them alive till Death Prophet's back up. But they need to take this fight now. They're going to end up losing so much. It's so insanely hard, though.
He has Refresher on Gremlo as well. Pale Horse goes in. Can they get the bash? They do. Right on the red 2, forced to leave. Pale Horse pops the BKB, looking for the heroes on the backside. There's going to be the Nullifier. ABZ, once again, the target of this Slark. The Abyssal Blade comes out. There's the Refresher. Perfect usage of the items to bounce on in. Can he take down the Death Prophet? He's falling low, but double. The next target to fall. Double buyback, triple buyback in from Eboys. They need to get something. Razor. Dual Scepter for the moment, trying to be protected, but he will fall. An overextension, that is costly. They have to get more here. 4 buybacks coming in.
Looks like that's going to be it, though. The heroes, they're retreating. Speed is going to stop going forward. Lets them go. He'd end up dying on the back line, trying to get this this Void Spirit, but ultimately ended up dropping. The Void Spirit still holding on to the Aegis, and they couldn't get Slark down either. That fight ended up being an absolute disaster for Eboys. Now 34k net worth ahead on Arkosh.
Yeah, I mean, look at Slark's net worth, man. 42,000 net worth. Picking up a Bloodthorn as his next item. Like I said, he has to sell boots and get more damage. I wasn't sure exactly what it was going to be, but the Bloodthorn, the classic old school Doom build, BKB forced from Canis Vulpus as he gets rotated onto, and he is going to be able to just walk away. I mean, Pale Horse, it feels like he wants to fight. They have the Aegis still. He just goes right in and finds the Underlord. This is going to be a dieback. He's going to go down. So is the Rubik. 2 more go, and Death Prophet is well protected for the Ghost Scepter. Red 2 pops the BKB out of mana. A nice jump on over. Takes down the CM. Speed trying to escape, but in comes Pale Horse. A perfectly timed pounce. A time lapse back. But again, Red 2 out of mana. If they find him. Oh, they saw him. Did they? They did not. Red 2 will be able to TP home.
But that's 3 heroes dead without buyback right now. You took down the CM, but she is not that important to these team fights. Speed, you need to get out of here. You're hanging around too long. I mean, you're doing your best to try to split push these creep waves and whatnot, stop them coming in, taking the rest of your base right now. But this is dangerous territory you're in. Slark is able to run across the map in a fraction of a second thanks to the Swift Blank.
Regeneration.
Wait, was he capped at 600? There's no way he's only moving at 600 speed. Oh, he's got rid of his boots. That's why.
Oh, Slark, yeah.
Boots at this point.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, he needed another damage item, and the boots. You know, there's no reason to hold on to him at this point in these fights. Like, he is initiating via Pounce Abyssal Blade, right? Yeah. Plus Swift Blank. Like, he has so much mobility on the Slark. Boots are essentially a non-essential.
Yeah. I mean, the Sanjian will give him the extra movement speed. He moves very slow when he's in vision of the enemies, but again, he's got all these tools to speed himself up.
Yeah, just incredible performance here from the Slark now. 38,000 gold lead going their way. The Tusk, obviously with that free Aghanim Scepter, putting him above the Underlord in net worth. I haven't seen a Walrus kick yet, but it's all I want to see.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
I mean, once he gets his hands on the people, and you might just see one in a moment here. Pale Horse seems to be trying to force the issue, ends up taking that melee Rax, and they don't contest it. Last Rax is exposed. They still have their tier 1 tower up in the top lane on the side of Arkosh, so you're not really going to have the opportunity to grab mega creeps. It's going to take so long to push those towers.
It's 59 minutes in and there's a tier 1 top. I saw that and I was just like earlier, like 40 minutes, I was like, you know, they'll get there, right? They'll get the tower eventually, but they just have had no chance.
They've done an excellent job of keeping them boxed in the base, and it's showing with his net worth advantage. 40,000 net worth up, and I imagine this is gonna choke them out, farm these tier 5 neutral items, and they're sitting with tier 4s on Eboys and take that last fight. A lot of lanes getting shoved in though.
Yeah, like they're about to lose a tier 4. Slark, however, finds. Oh boy, Speed died. Buyback on cooldown for 4 more minutes. That's what they've been waiting for, right? Is just this one pickoff onto this Weaver. And Pillars, he doesn't care. He's in the enemy fountain. They're going to try and Zerg it. They've got creeps in the base. They have to come back. It's a huge play by Eboys, but when's it going to pay off? They have no choice. Gremlo jumps in, pops the BKB. Oh my god, it's not going to pay off, neph. It's not paying off at all. It's not going to work.
No.
They just melt under the damage. Arkosh, a cheeky play there by Eboys.
That's gotta be it. There's nothing they're able to do. Goat. They can't even get Goat on red 2. The 3 heroes are dead without buyback. The Slark is still up, and he's going to be coming across the map in a fraction of a second. We've seen how quickly this guy moves. That was your last-ditch effort, but the Fortify available made him able to hold that tower. I mean, you're in a desperate situation right now. You knew that they were choking you out in your base and waiting for those neutral items. You have the Divine Rapier right now on the Ember, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough.
You also have Ex Machina on Razor, the Book of Shadows, giving you more night vision to the Slark. Please tell me he's using that. It's actually so epic. No, he's not going to take it. Lame.
Let's see what they can do, but I don't think even with this Divine Rapier there's going to be enough
They're gonna
damage.
jump in, try and blow up Goat. Oh my goodness, is that a Rapier? It is indeed. The first damage is there, but they lose the Rubik. 1v4 now. It is Red 2's Divine Rapier Ember, but it looks like he has no intentions of defending this, and that is going to be GG as Arkosh take the series 2-0. An incredible series, neph.
And I got to give it up. Pale Horse played an incredible 2 games. As much as I hate giving the win to Arkosh, they played a great series here. There are moments of brilliance by Eboys. Speed was incredibly strong, but until the late game came around, the Slark was just too evasive, too big for them to burst them down. Weaver didn't end up having enough damage to it in the small disables that they had.
Yeah, I mean, this was just such an epic game to watch, and I am super excited now because Arkosh needed this win if they want any chance of advancing to the Division 1. So it's a big win for them. Oh, man. Yeah, Pale Horse's Slark. This was phenomenal. Canis Vulpus on the Void Spirit as well. I mean, these guys just played such great Dota. You just got to give credit where credit is due. Absolutely.
Now, we actually do have an interview lined up with one of the players on Arkosh. We've never got the chance to speak to him, and I was told that he doesn't speak at all. We have Goat joining us in just a moment while I drag him in here.
Wow. That'll be interesting for sure. Excited to not talk to the Goat.
Well, we'll see what...
I don't know. Something along those lines.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of noises he makes. We've had an interesting couple of interviews so far. Goat, welcome.
Hey.
Oh. Wait, we have sound. Hello. How are you, sir?
Hey. I'm good.
Now, if you want to start off this interview,
This is the second time you sound somewhat familiar, Goat. Again, I'm a little bit surprised you talk. Canis Vulpus seems to say that you don't talk at all.
That's from the melee sessions. Don't worry about it. He's got a bad fox. I don't know. He's just salty. It's fine.
I see. You sound a lot like somebody I know, a fellow Canadian, but I imagine that is just pure coincidence here.
It'd have to be a
There's
coincidence.
several Canadians on the team. Please don't generalize. Thank you.
I see. Sorry for thinking that all Canadians sound alike. I thought you were sounding like some caster I know. Anyways,
because it's all wheel snipe Selly around here in the boys. All right. I don't want to hear any generalizations. Thank you.
Oh yeah, bud. I gotcha.
Mm.
Ricky, I'm a little bit off my game here. I'll allow you to start.
I'm just as stunned as you are, neph. Let's talk about this game too. I mean, this was an absolute bloodbath. 61 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Burner.
Yeah, it was. It was indeed. How are you guys feeling? It was a lot of back and forth. The comms for your team. I hear you guys speak many languages.
Looked like we were made of spare parts. Parts game 1, not looking so good. So I just said, Gremlo's freaking out. I'm like, tarps off, boys. Run a comb through your flow, figure it out, and we pulled it together. Smokes deep, lots of good chances. Just getting good conversions. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I know that Canis Vulpus, he's all chatting all the time. Got in the habit of talking about hacking a couple darts and whatnot. Changed his name to Cannabis or something like that briefly. That guy, a lot of all chatting. He's a bit of a hoser there, huh?
Yeah. Well, they can't all be the GOAT. I take inspiration from some more high level sort of players and talents. You know, some of the greatest, like myself. You know, Gretzky or Wayne, as I call him, because you know we're friends.
Oh yeah, or
Super Mario. You know,
mm,
Sid the Kid, Ovi, the Rocket, just all the goats.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
Mm.
It's pretty neat that you're that tight with all those people. I don't know how you managed. You must be a busy person.
And a
well,
time traveler. Yes, it gets complicated.
all Canadians actually know each other, which is surprising. Why I didn't know the goat prior
In
to
passing.
this
It's fine.
interview. Yeah,
Hmm.
in passing. Now, game number one. I want to talk about that one.
Yeah.
There was what was the you're playing against? It, God,
I was
sorry.
clocking it up,
Mhm.
you know.
So game number one, giant timber saw. Is that an
Mhm.
issue? Not an issue. You ended up just letting him farm, do his thing, ended up taking towers in the top, the bottom lane. Were you just letting that, knowing the giant wouldn't be an issue, or what?
It's like, you know, you see the big guy on the enemy team and you just think like he's gonna run out of steam. So
Mm,
we weren't too concerned. We let him play his game. We played our game, focused on ourselves. You know, they're a good team, but we weren't worried.
yeah. Even if he's steam powered, being a steam powered mech, I imagine that is what timber saw is. I'm not super familiar on the lore of
I
the
mean, he has
hero.
a lot of trees for fuel, honestly. I'm very confused. But yeah,
Fair
you were
point.
right. He did run out. I mean, I just gotta hear your thoughts. Like, what is Arkosh's plan going forward? You guys have a
Mm.
possible contention for promotion to Division One, but it does require you know, you guys win your next series against Felt. How are
Yeah.
you feeling about Felt going into week 6?
Well, I actually watch a lot of South American Dota by happenstance.
Hmm,
Turns out, and
nice.
That's
the
odd
East Coast, you
because
guys probably heard, yeah,
Mhm.
they lost to No Ping. I mean, they were looking like a team was going to go undefeated. So you know, if No Ping can do that, what's to stop us from finishing out this run here and qualifying? That's what I say to the boys.
Alrighty then. I like that attitude. I'm about it. This is why you're the GOAT. You must give your team some great morale.
I inspire them with great
Now
confidence.
I know who you remind me of now. It's Bowie.
That makes sense.
That's who it was. Yeah. Anyways, thank you. That was all the questions that I had for him. Ricky, if you have anything else.
No, I'm almost falling out of my chair. I'm fine, Neff. Don't even worry about it. This was
Let's see.
fantastic. I am so honored to have been joined by Goat here. Now before we let you go, of course, we're gonna let you do your shout outs. Any final words for your boys, your fans?
Awaken,
That's it? The classic Awaken?
awaken.
Well, thank you very much. We'll allow you to sleep in as it's getting pretty late now.
Thank you.
Well, thank you,
Awaken.
Goat.
Thank you for joining us, Goat. You have a great night.
And he's gone.
And he's gone. Just like that. Goat.
Yeah.
We'll never
No.
know who he is. I like you said, he sounds
It's
really
gotta
familiar.
be Bowie. It's gotta be Bowie.
Yeah, I don't know. You might be right. It might be Bowie. Who
He was
knows?
saying that he watched a lot of South American Dota. He
Yeah.
sounds just like the guy.
It does, yeah. You know, it's we'll see, you know, what happens here going into week 6, but that is going to bring week 5 to a close, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is, since tomorrow's game between Jian Hu and Simply Two Based has been canceled. And now we've got week 6 to look forward to. Some big games coming. And like we said, the first one's going to be Felt versus Arkosh. I mean, they've got to perform well. They have to win this series. It's also a make or break for Felt. So one of these teams, like their possibility for promotion is going to come to an end here. This last week is going to be absolutely amazing. Super excited. Neff, any other thoughts on today's Dota and what to look forward to?
You know, it's surprising to see Arkosh take a series 2-0, you know, not being a forfeit as well, like we saw against Jianghu. But congratulations to them. They definitely had some moments of brilliance here. And thank you very much to the GOAT for joining us for that post-game interview. It's a pleasure like always, and very excited to seeing some close placings here towards the end of, I guess, Division 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as always, we just want to say thank you to Beyond the Summit for giving us such a fun platform to cast Dota 2 on. And my name is rkryptic. I've had Neff with me all night, and we are going to call it a day. And we will see you all very soon. We got more North American Dota happening tomorrow here on the summit, so definitely stay tuned for that. But thank you for tuning in. We will see you all soon. Have a wonderful night.